Hello, guys. How are we doing? Welcome to the stream. And today we are going to be talking about Victor Osimhen. We're going to be talking about Darwin Nunez and Federico Chiesa, and of course, the latest on the Wirtz deal. The Wirtz deal is done. We know that the Wirtz deal is completed. Although saying that, there's now a difference in the fee. So Ben, announced this morning that sort of his version of "Here We Go" in a way. That Wirtz moves to Liverpool with 100 million guaranteed, and then a further 16 million add-ons. There's reports, of course, of 150 million euros, which is around 140, 130 odd million, or whatever it is. Now there's reports of 100 million, so we're going to find out soon anyway. But let's get onto the subject of outgoings to begin with. There are guaranteed outgoings. Once again, Fabrizio reiterated his stance on Nunez, that he will be leaving the football club 100%. That's not a surprise. We've known that for quite some time. I think even when the season was still going last year, we just knew, didn't we? We knew. Um, and yeah, I was surprised this morning, of course, with the links. The links with him going to Saudi have been there. They've been there for a while. Like, we know that. That's not new news. Um, but there is a surprise link with him this morning in the fact that Napoli are in for Darwin Nunez as well. Obviously, Nunez is pretty open to Saudi. He's open to going to another club in Europe. It does tie in really with Liverpool needing a striker. Now, for me, there is potential deals to be done. We'll get onto the Osimhen bit in a minute. But think of Atletico Madrid, and you got Julian Alvarez. They're open to buying Darwin Nunez. There's a potential deal to be done there. More unlikely because Alvarez has reiterated his stance that he wants to stay at Atletico Madrid for now. Fair enough, understandable. But Liverpool now are looking to sell Nunez. Nunez potentially goes to Napoli alongside Federico Chiesa. Chiesa, of course, is probably being expected to be sold again this summer. To be honest, never really lived up to expectations. Always a player that I wanted to see in the Liverpool side. He was always a player that I thought was great to watch. He was, an incredible player, and unfortunately, injuries have had their toll. Injuries take their toll on a lot of great players. Daniel Sturridge, I'd probably say, was one of them. I mean, he was back in the day really, really good. But yeah, this deal was definitely to be done. When you think about Napoli, of course, Victor Osimhen is part of Napoli. He is still a Napoli player. Of course, he was on loan to Galatasaray. There's a potential deal to be done there. You know, do Liverpool look at it and say, okay, we need a striker? Victor Osimhen maybe is the man there. We'll give them Nunez. We'll give them Chiesa. If they give us 20 million Osimhen, they can have both for that price or whatever. It's an interesting one. There's definitely deals there to be done. The transfer window is going to be a busy one. It's going to be a busy one. Liverpool are finally going to be busy. Liverpool is finally spending money. Although last season, I think it was last year, they tried to spend. It didn't quite work out. This year, they've come in. They want to spend. Obviously, they'll balance the books, I think, with outgoings. Once you get rid of like Nunez, once you get rid of Chiesa, once you potentially get rid of Luis Diaz, for instance. Sorry. Yeah, if you get rid of these players, they're going to bring a lot of funding in. So that's again potential funding. I don't even know what I'm saying now. But yeah, it's interesting one for sure. Not bad. But guys, drop a comment in there. Also, drop a like on the video if you can. What do you think in the comment section? What do you think would be the best alternative if we sold Nunez? Obviously, Alexander Isak is always the dream for Liverpool. Looks like a difficult one to pull off. Julian Alvarez again is another one of them type players. It looks like it's difficult to pull off. Would Victor Osimhen be a good signing? Would he be the striker that finally gets fed the ball, composure, puts it in the back of the net? I'm surprised we haven't looked towards Victor Gyökeres yet, but he's got that 70 million euro, and the sporting president wants more than that. We know that he wants more. He wants around 100 million euros for him. Interesting. But again, I think like striker options are really limited in the transfer market as it stands. There's not as many great players as you think. It's a tough market. Um, yeah, it's just a tough market. But guys, in the comment section, who do you want to join Liverpool? Of course, Isak. Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. Maybe let me know, guys, who do you want to join Liverpool realistically? I don't think Isak's going to happen. I'd love it to happen, of course. I think every Liverpool fan on the planet would want that to happen. It's looking very unlikely. He looks like he's going to stay at Newcastle. I think the thing that maybe not let down Liverpool, but if they hadn't have got Champions League football, I could see it happening this summer. Unfortunately, they have Champions League football, so it looks like Isak will stay at Newcastle for this season at least. And I do think it's something Liverpool will revisit next year. I do. I think Liverpool will revisit the transfer market for a striker next summer as well. And also, depending, I don't think midway through a season, say January, for instance, I don't think Newcastle would look to sell him. I mean, if they were having a bad season next year, and for instance, they are well in the bottom half of the Champions League, not looking like they're going to go through. They're down in 13th, 14th place, 20 points, 15 points behind the top four, then maybe. But I do think Liverpool revisit that in the summer for sure. I don't think this summer it's going to happen. Like I said, it doesn't help that they qualify for the Champions League in one way. Helps them, of course, massively. Helps their club. Helps Isak, I suppose, because he gets to play Champions League football. But I think let's have a look if I can. 1 second, guys. Uh, I'm trying to just sort something out. 1 second. Aha. Now, I'll quickly share this with you guys. So, this was Fabrizio this morning. So, bear with me 1 second and I'll show you quickly what he said.
Florian Wirtz will be a new Liverpool player. The Here We Go was on Tuesday, and I can confirm the information. The agreement between Liverpool and Bayer Leverkusen is done. Everything is completed, just waiting for the formal steps, sending all the contracts, signing all the documents, and for Florian Wirtz to complete his medical test. Why it's not done yet? Because Wirtz is on holiday now, after the games with the German national team, so as soon as he returns from holiday in the next days, he will complete his medical at Liverpool and sign the contract as new Liverpool club record deal. So Florian Wirtz to Liverpool was, remains, and will be a Here We Go.
So yeah, guys, I don't know what you think of that. It looks as if it's happening next week. I think next week's the big week. I think that'll be the week Florian Wirtz. You'll see him in a Liverpool shirt, which is going to be fantastic. It's going to be electric. He's gone on holiday. That's fair enough. Fair enough. I wish I was going on holiday, to be fair. But yeah, it wasn't a long saga as such. It was, but it wasn't. When you consider the amount of money involved within that deal, I don't think it was a long saga in one way. I think it could have been quicker. No doubt about that. It could have been quicker. But I will share my screen again. And one sec. Let's just have a look at Twitter. So he did post again about, where was it? No. There was a bit about Nunez somewhere. Aha, here. Just here. So Darwin Nunez remains guaranteed exit at Liverpool this summer, with Saudi Pro League clubs keen since January. We know that Al Hilal, Al Nassr have also had interest as well, but Al Hilal look like the team that are going for him. Napoli have also made contact in recent days with Nunez on the shortlist, and more talks to follow. Darwin is open to both European and Saudi options, which, you know, is one of them things. I think if he goes to Napoli, I think Victor Osimhen comes to us. I do. I really do. I think we get Victor Osimhen. I generally believe that. I think Victor Osimhen will come to the club if that is going to be the case. So again, it's just a really interesting one, developing there, for sure. It's interesting that it's developing. We also got news this morning of the Premier League. The Premier League financial situation, with the long-awaited verdict regarding Man City's 115 charges. That's expected to be delivered this week as well. I don't know if that's over the weekend or over next week, but that's understood to be something happening there. And I don't know if you knew or seen, guys, on X, I broke the news on the 9th of June that Thomas Frank was going to Tottenham. I gave it the here we go because why not? Fabrizio, isn't it? I said deal was 100% done. This sealed. The agreement was reached between all parties, and the manager is set to sign a long-term contract. That is now being announced pretty much yesterday. So I was 3 days earlier to that one. And of course, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst is set to join Liverpool as well. He's expected to be the new assistant manager with Arne Slot. And I think that is an absolute superb appointment, by the way. I think that's a very, very good appointment in many ways. Of course, like I said as well, catching up on the Liverpool news, Julian Alvarez has been linked, discussed internally at Liverpool. And obviously, Victor Gyökeres, there is interest from Arsenal, there is interest from Man United, there is a kind of a interest from Liverpool as well. So that's maybe one to watch. I think we're a very, dark horse to sign him, but you just never know. Jarrell Kwanzaa, of course, was linked to Newcastle. Newcastle are keen on him. Also, he's been linked with other clubs as well. And then, of course, Alexander Isak is one of them strikers that is appreciated by Liverpool, but it will depend on whether people are sold, whether they can bring fundage in, and obviously the willingness for Isak and Newcastle to do a deal. I don't think Newcastle want to do a deal. I don't see that happening. I don't see them going, yeah, let's sell our best striker. I don't see that. João Pedro could be going to Newcastle. You know, but it remains to be seen. It remains to be seen. So again, as I said before, onto the Florian Wirtz stuff. We knew, you knew, and we have a superstar on our hands. Kirkes is after that, and then it's looking at a striker after that. So interesting times ahead for us Liverpool fans. Of course, a long way to go in the summer. Many outgoings to come, many incomings hopefully to come as well. But yeah, guys, again, I appreciate the love for the videos. I completely appreciate you dropping a like if you have. I'd love to get us more vocal in the live chats. That'd be good. That'd be something to aim for in the future. But yeah, that's pretty much the update, guys, and the discussions that's going on recently. Again, we'll try to do more in the future, and I will see you soon. Make sure you subscribe. Ta-da.